What's up, everybody? Marvel Cross 316 back with another comic book flashback. Today we are looking at Ultimate Spider-Man issue number 39. And today's issue's title is Therapy. And so we have a pretty cool scene here. We got Spider-Man with basically the spider sense going on. Some pretty good stuff here. And so previously in Ultimate Spider-Man, Peter visits college student. We know this with Eddie Brock, and then we knew that Eddie Brock basically became Venom here, and we're trying to just figure out exactly what happened to Eddie Brock. We know that Peter and Eddie Brock as Venom basically battled it out last issue, but now Eddie is missing, and we're trying to figure out where he is at. And so before we get started, let's go ahead and give credit where credit is due. This issue is brought to you by Brian Michael Bendis, Mark Bagley, Art Thibbert, Chris Ilopoulos, Nick Lowe, Stephanie Moore, Brian Smith, CB Cebulski, Ralph Macchio, Joe Quesada, and Bill Jamos. And so now let's go ahead and start with today's issue. We have Nick Fury, and he looks like he is enjoying his meal here, enjoying just the evening and everything that's going on. All of a sudden, Nick Fury gets a beep on his watch, and it basically says, One Eye Eagle, we are receiving a recurring energy flux in your immediate area. So somebody is spying on Nick Fury. And then he says, I have it. And they said, Here comes the matching intelligence. He says, Thank you. And so basically, he basically tells the soldier, Stand down, soldier, I'll take care of it. And so he said, Keep on line, await my command. They say, Yes, sir. So he pays the waiter here, goes on his business, goes into this alley, flicks some kind of or like on his, pushes a button on his watch, I guess, and then all of a sudden, boom, right into the trash can comes none other than Peter Parker. Peter Parker was the one that was spying on Nick Fury basically for an hour, which is pretty unique here. No one has ever been able to do that, basically, and spy on Nick Fury like that. And so he's like, since you left, I guess, what is that? What do you call it? Yeah, headquarters. He said, You've been following the leader of the top espionage organization on the entire planet for over an hour? He said, Yeah. He said, Not bad. He said, What do you want, Peter? Basically, Peter comes right out in the open and says, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be Spider-Man. Take away my powers. I'm done being Spider-Man. He said, Whoa, 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 Peter, what are you talking about? Please, just tell me what happened, Peter. He said, I got into a fight today. This guy, he turned himself into this thing, something he couldn't control, and I was trying to stop him, and and then was he a civilian? He said, I don't even know what that means. He said, Was it in Queens? He said, Yes. Was he a big black monstrosity type of thing? He said, Yes. And so then Nick Fury says, Carter, he said, You still in Queens? I have an idea on that situation. Parker took care of it. He's right here. He said, Finish up quick and get out of there. And then he basically tells Peter, Congratulations, no one was killed in the incident. And then he's like, I don't know if I killed him or not. I think I killed him. I don't even know where Eddie's at. And so he's like, Are you listening to me? I think I killed someone. I want you to do the right thing. I want you to. He said, I heard you. He said, I don't want to do this. And so he said, Kid, you've had a rough day. Everyone has them. And when you do what I do. You ask yourself, anybody's life better because of what I did today? If the answer is yes, then stop your whining. If not, well, do better tomorrow. What did I tell you last time I saw you? Peter tells his own version by saying basically he's going to be this person that works for Nick Fury. He's like a slave to Nick Fury. He has no rights or anything. That's not what Nick Fury said. As we recall, Nick Fury said, Enjoy your youth. You're too young to be this involved with the big boys. There will be plenty of time and opportunity for you here later. And so he basically said, you'll be able to work alongside Tony Stark, Dr. Bruce Banner, Captain America. You're going to be one of the greats, kid. One of the greats. And you've been given this ability. You've been given this chance to use your power for good. Don't spoil it by giving up being Spider-Man. So Nick Fury is going to convince Peter Parker to continue to be Spider-Man. And he basically says, look, I don't know what happened to your parents 10 years ago. I don't know how they died. I was in India and I was in college. But look, you don't have to be Spider-Man every day and every single second of the day. It's good to take breaks. And so Nick Fury recommends that Peter Parker just take some time to relax. And so Peter shakes his hand, and then Nick Fury says, it's all right, but next time you want to talk to me, make an appointment or I'll shoot you. So Peter now is going to pay a visit to ESU to see if Eddie Brock has returned back to his dorm. And when he gets there, Eddie Brock has taken all of his things and he has left the scene, leaving his roommate now to clean up the mess here. His roommate basically says that he's glad that Eddie Brock is gone because the guy was pretty much a douche. He was pretty much just an a-hole, to be quite honest. And he said, no offense, kid. I know he was your friend, but the dude was a psycho. He would hit on all these girls, and every time that he got let down or that he was rejected, he became a psycho. And he's pretty much a psycho all the time. And plus, he eats Cheetos like it's nobody's business, and he leaves Cheeto dust everywhere. And so Peter's still wondering, where is Eddie Brock? He pays a visit back at Dr. Connor's research facility here. He undoes the basically security camera here, hops down, notices that the sample of the Venom suit is gone, and then he's interrupted by none other than Dr. Kurt Connors. And so for some reason, he knows Peter, and the reason for that is because Eddie Brock told Dr. Kurt Connors that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. And one thing we didn't know about Dr. Kurt Connors, and it's never been shown in this series, is that Dr. Kurt Connors has already been the Lizard. We haven't seen it in this issue, but it's already happened, and he thanks Peter Parker for saving his life. I wish we could have seen that scenario as we see right here. As far as I know, we have not seen the Lizard yet in this series, so it's interesting how they included that into the story. And we see that Dr. Kirk Connors is pretty much a mess. He is a big drunk, and he's basically telling Peter, that God has given humanity a sign to stop messing with his creation. And basically, he blames Peter Parker's dad for everything that's been going on with all these genetic mutations with Norman Osborn, with Dr. Octopus, the Ultimates. And Peter takes offense at this, as he should. He's like, how could you say that? My father was trying to cure cancer. You're the one that purposely turned yourself into. And then he said all he wanted to do was to, and we see here that basically he's going to pass out as a drunk here. And we're basically going to see Peter Parker leap out. His spider sense tingles, but he thinks Venom is around, but Venom is nowhere to be seen. And so we have to worry, will Venom sneak up and attack Peter Parker in the last second or any time that he doesn't suspect? That's what we have to worry about coming up in the next few issues. So we'll be looking at issue number 40 coming up next. Hope you like this issue. Go ahead now, give this video a like, comment down below what you liked about this issue, subscribe if you have not, and I will see y'all in the next one.